Let's talk about fine-tuning your niche to grow your client list. Welcome to this video on fine-tuning your niche as a personal trainer to grow your client list. My name is Tyler Valencia. I'm the president of KIPS and Time to Train Fitness. I've been in the fitness industry for roughly 18 years. I've been a personal trainer, group exercise instructor, and I've also worked for companies like Nesta and NCCPT. Before we jump into why it's important to have a niche and to really fine-tune your niche, I want to put out there that having a niche does not mean that you can't train other demographics. In fact, what it does is give you clarity on your educational purposes, your marketing, and how to grow your client list for the future. Before we discuss the importance of finding a niche, I want to share a story about when I entered the fitness industry. I was a personal trainer. I was working at a facility that had 40 to 45 trainers, a very big gym. And one of the instructors on staff shared that if you can train people, you can train anybody. And at the time, I thought that, oh, that's great advice. But now looking back at it, diving into a niche should have been where my focus went. On this channel and other videos I've been creating, I talk about hitting the ground running fast. This industry, it's hard to stay in it. It's hard to live with the wages. It's hard to live with the hours. You're training in the early mornings, late at night. And so finding a niche can hopefully help you hit the ground running, grow your client list, and stay in the fitness industry. From a managerial standpoint, finding a niche helps your fitness manager place clients with you. Think about it. A fitness manager or a personal training manager, those titles interchange. They are trying to place potential clients, leads that are given to them with the appropriate trainers. If you are a personal trainer that predominantly works with the active aging population, they're most likely not going to give you a young athlete. And it's part of what helps them grow the monthly revenue. Most likely, their job, their role is tied to the monthly sales of the personal training department. So the quicker that they know the ideal client for you, they can place the appropriate clients in your inbox. A marketing tip and something that even is used on YouTube is to imagine that ideal candidate, that ideal customer that you're trying to speak to. The same thing goes with finding a niche. If you are a personal trainer, and I'm going to use the example I used before with active aging, if you are training and working with active agers, you're trying to grow and find more, you're most likely not going to be wanting to put out stuff about growing your vertical jump and things that are pertaining to athletes. It wouldn't resonate with them. So being able to speak to that ideal client is going to help you with creating posts. If you're doing things in Canva or you're creating reels on IG, or even if you're just doing regular posts on Facebook, the language, the image, the video that's attached with it, all of it will start to become more clear. Now, to take that one step further and hopefully provide an example, think about your friends that are already personal trainers, group exercise instructors, or maybe they're online coaches. If they have an established brand, can you think about already? Do you know who they're trying to target? Is it nutritional coaching? Is it online coaching? Is it busy professionals? Think about what the language is that they're using. And now it kind of paints a picture with how you can kind of go through this roadmap and establish yourself within your own niche. Now, how do you find a niche? That's probably what you're wondering about now. If you're a new personal trainer, or maybe you've been in the industry for a few months and you're thinking, okay, this sounds like a good idea. Well, what is it that you are personally interested in? Is it active agers? Is it busy professionals? What interests you so that you can start to put those pieces together for your programming so that when you're doing your fitness consultations, you kind of have a general idea of not only the exercises, but how are you going to detail these to them? Think about it. Let's go to the busy professional example there. If the individual works a 9 to 5 and maybe it's a mechanic, maybe it's a dentist, and they're in this bent over position or they're working at a desk, now you could talk about opposing muscle groups to strengthen them, to help them with posture, to maybe alleviate some neck pain. These are things that you start to connect the dots with, and it helps with all those things that I outlined, the programming, the cueing, and how you're going to detail these to them to build up your own skill set to them to all lead to the sales pitch. The next question to think about, is there a need for your training niche? And I do enjoy training athletes, but it is a very difficult audience to break into. Most likely, they are working with a performance coach. Most likely, they have several coaches, and you have to then deal with the training schedules, their seasons, in season, off season, all those different pieces. And I know that's a video in itself, so don't let me persuade you not to. But with your training niche, is it available in your market? Do you work in a small town where there's not many gyms? And so finding a certain training niche, there's not many of that clientele in abundance. Think about your area, your location, and is it something that can be readily jumped into for yourself and that you can start to market yourself in the area? Every new year, we hit the ground running as fitness professionals. We're teaching new classes, trying to grow our client list, and ultimately wanting to scale our fitness careers. At KIPS, we have something new coming in January, Fitness Builder Conference. 1 day of industry professionals sharing their insight on programming and fitness business tips to help you elevate into the new year. Get helpful insight from industry fit pros that are doing it now. And at the same time, get your continuing ed. Check out the link in the description for more information, and I hope to see you there. Kind of in the same vein is there a clear path to this training niche? I'm going to go back to the same example I've been using with the athletes and active aging. But if you're working in a facility that has sport performance, it's really based around sport performance, working with athletes, and you now want to start working with active agers, the demographic, the scheduling, it all sounds ideal. Most likely that facility does not have that audience coming in, that demographic coming in. So think about the path to that audience. Do you need to move facilities? Do you need to think about your niche and maybe certifications that are attractive to that demographic? Let's go back to the sport performance example. What can be a benefit to athletes that are coming into that facility? What type of education? What type of application programming can you add to make that path more clear? Now, a bonus tip that I have for you is, where does that audience now digest content? Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? These are things to think about so that you can market to them. Active agers, most likely they're on Facebook. And so running Facebook ads in your local area can probably be a benefit for you. Is it Instagram? Is it online coaching? These are all things to think about, and just do some basic research in Google to find out where your demographic digests content. Now let's go through some examples that maybe you're thinking about, and hopefully we can fine tune them in this next section to help you move forward. The first one, I train the general population. With that one, maybe you are a weight loss specialist, a nutrition coaching for women, or maybe you do HIIT boot camps, strength training for busy professionals. That last one there, let's take that even one step further now. If you're a busy professional, strength training can help you be more efficient, improve your energy throughout the day. That's that type of language that I'm talking about. We took I train the general population, fine tune it. I want to work with busy professionals to help them be more efficient. Then that last part there about being more efficient, having more energy, those are keywords that audience will most likely jump onto and help them take that leap to reach out or want to book a session with you. Let's do another one. I want to train kids. So with I want to train kids, maybe you're doing speed and agility camps for kids. I see that one all the time on different Facebook groups. People are looking for speed and agility. And I know that those are keywords, hot words that as trainers, you probably roll your eyes to, but speed and agility camps for kids, playtime for active kids. Now let's go to maybe a sentence here. Build foundational movements for your kids to help them in their growing bodies as they participate in sports they love. The way that we took it to that one step further with the language that a parent will read, keyword that a parent is probably going to be the one booking these sessions. But what are those keywords that a parent is going to latch onto and again want to enroll their kid in your camp or book a session with you? The last one I'm going to go over is another popular one. And I want to say this as a caveat before I talk about it is just because someone that you know or someone that you already see on Instagram, Facebook is already in that demographic, it doesn't mean that you can't try to put yourself in there as well. There's plenty of business. There's enough business to go around and you just have to fine tune it. So that one is, I want to train stay-at-home moms. With that one, maybe you're putting your keywords around strength training for busy moms and moms that want to increase their energy levels to be able to help out their families. Those are things that moms will latch on to. Having more energy throughout the day, being able to be more efficient with their kids, being able to help their families out. Those are keywords, hot topics that they'll want to be like, ooh, that does interest me. Those are things that I want and you can utilize in your marketing. So in this video, we talked about why it's important to have a niche. We talked about it from the managerial standpoint. We talked about it from the marketing and gave you some examples to fine tune your own training niche or to hopefully help guide you in that area. Use these to grow your client list. Use these immediately. Start using the language because it'll only help you hit the ground running faster. I hope you liked the information that was in this video. Make sure you subscribe. Drop a comment if any of this helped you or if you are planning to utilize any of the information in it. And I'll catch you in the next one.